job on set. We all know that. It's the ability to tell a story through imagery and light and camera, and the longevity of sort of capturing a moment and freezing time and something that, in theory will have a life far beyond our own.
Hello, my name is Maria Calvo, and we will be looking into the life and work of Rachel Morrison. Morrison is an American cinematographer from Cambridge, Massachusetts. She was an adventurous child with a passion for photography and broke her nose at 8 years old before her kindergarten portrait, according to her Instagram. She graduated from New York University with a double major in film and photography after not being able to decide between the two. She then married Rachel Garza in December 2011 and now have 2 young children. After graduating from NYU, Morrison worked on 2 documentaries, Rikers High and What Happened Miss Sima. This is a clip from her Netflix documentary, What Happened Miss Sima.
My mother was one of the greatest entertainers of all time. One and only Nina Simone.
Most people are afraid to be dishonest as she lived. How can you be an artist and not reflect the times? There was something eating at her.
She was praised. She was loved. But she paid a huge price.
And I'm feeling
Morrison loved working on documentaries. However, after 9/11, work opportunities dried up. She briefly worked with MTV on reality TV show The Hills for 2 years. After this time period, she decided that she never wanted to do reality again and only stuck with narrative films. Her first credited film as a cinematographer was on the American psychological thriller film Sound of My Voice. 3 movies later, she worked on Fruitvale Station with director Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. Rachel would later work with them again on Marvel's Black Panther 5 years later. She also worked on Cake with Jennifer Aniston and my personal favorite, Dope. Rachel Morrison made filmmaking history at the Oscars when she became the first woman to be nominated for an Oscar in cinematography for the film Mudbound. This field has long been dominated by men, and Morrison's Oscar nomination is no small feat. Mudbound is a period drama focusing on the families of 2 World War II veterans, one African American dealing with Jim Crow laws and racism despite being a war hero, the other struggling with PTSD and emotional abuse from his racist father. It is a passionate and emotionally provoking story with raw and gritty environments. This is the opening sequence to Mudbound. Morrison uses a lot of dark colors and dark skies, never giving us the idyllic blue skies that we often yearn for. Most of these scenes are in dirty or farm-like areas. The people are always battling with natural elements, and we get a lot of close-ups, so we don't really have enough space to breathe as an audience. We're always being in that same room, in that same field. And this next one is a church scene, and she definitely has plenty of close-ups in this one to portray the emotionalness and the movement of the people and at their church congregation. These close-ups provoke a very personal connection. It pulls you in. It's almost as if you're in the same room. She also paid a lot of attention to the historical time of this period. She did a lot of close-ups and a lot of outdoor shots and really kept us feeling like we were a part of these families. This is just another scene that shows um, that you never really escape that nature, the elements. You're kind of in there, and it's kind of exhausting. Going through the whole movie, you never really get that space to breathe.
Saturday was my favorite day of the week. It was the only day I felt truly clean. The rest of the time, we stank.
I think Rachel Morrison did an excellent job in portraying these characters in a very personal light. She creates tension at the right moments. And this is my riff. I actually used a little bit of Rachel Morrison's prior work. So she worked with Michael B. Jordan on several films, and including Black Panther, which was a little bit of the inspiration for this riff. It's mostly Black Panther and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The background, I merged it with Michael B. Jordan to create this sort of like, I feel like what most of her movies tell a story of somebody going through a personal journey, and it's usually a very emotionally draining journey or a very enlightening journey, like the movie Dope and like Mudbound. We see these people constantly grappling with their lives and grappling with themselves and the people around them. And so I really liked using Michael B. Jordan in this context because he had starred in a lot of her movies, and he just kind of, his character from Black Panther kind of perfectly embodies what I feel like she constantly is telling through her movies. So this is I used the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because also the boy or Miles Morales, the voice actor, his name is Shimmick Moore, and he was in Dope. And so I feel like we have these strong men constantly grappling with like their identity and coming, kind of like a coming to journey or self-discovery. And so again, I feel like Rachel Morrison, she really is a talented cinematographer. She uses lots of elements that we discussed during her lectures, lots of close-ups, lots of landscapes, dark colors. She sets the mood with that. And I also believe that the best perspectives in analyzing these scenes are personal, historical, and ethical. So there is always a history within our movies. We're constantly telling stories, and it is important to at least have some sort of background to relate to the movie. And so I feel like she does really well with doing the accuracy of the historical context, ethical, because you're constantly grappling with what is right, what is wrong, what kind of society we're living in, what kind of person you would like to be. And it has a really personal impact